In the mirror light I see what's true. The spark in me, the spark in you. One cut, one truth, one little fire. Morning voices climbing higher. So grab your cup, let's spark it up.
Hey, you guys, so I want to ask you something. And for this one, I want you to actually answer it and not just like nod past it. So when someone asks you what you do and you give them your answer, can you back it up? And I don't mean in theory. I don't mean with a case study from 3, 5 even years ago that you told so many people and so many times that it's basically folklore at this stage. Right now, with something specific, something recent, something that's a skeptical stranger would look at and think, okay, I believe her. So most experts and most people that I work with, well, they just can't do this. And it's not necessarily because they don't have proof of what they do. It's because they've lost track of that proof. And they're so deep in the doing of things. I know you recognize this. Come with me. I know you do. You're so deep in the doing that the evidence of the doing, it just kind of piles up in that corner over there somewhere. It's not necessarily even documented. It's definitely unleveraged. It's pretty much invisible at this stage. And this is where experts quietly lose the plot on their brand. And it's not in the beginning of where they started their company. It's right here. It's the proof problem. And here's what I mean when I talk about proof. I don't mean testimonials, although those matter and they're absolutely awesome. And I don't mean your credentials, even though those can help your business. I mean the living, the breathing, the observable evidence that what you say, you do, you actually do, that your thinking is real and that your results are authentic and real, and that there's a traceable line between your expertise and the outcomes that you claim that you have. Most expert brands break at exactly this moment and this point. Their positioning is super solid. You know what you do. Your message is clear. And the voice, if you've done the work ahead of time, is genuinely theirs. And then someone lands on your website or your LinkedIn and thinks, okay, but how do I know? And the answer usually is, you just have to trust me. Which is a fine answer in a relationship, but it's a terrible answer in a market, right? Trust is not proof. Trust is what happens after proof. It's after it. You can't ask people to trust you first and then show them why after the fact. Referrals trust you already because they trust the person who gave the referral. Remember that. Trust is earned. You can't ask people to trust you first and then show them why later. The showing of trust comes first. That's the sequence. And a lot of really smart people out there have it backwards. And that affects their marketing and that affects their brand visibility. You can't ask for trust that you haven't earned the right to request yet. Remember that. There are 3 different ways that experts lose the plot here. And I've seen this show up over and over consistently. See if you recognize any of these in your own business right now. The first one is what I call, and I said this a few minutes ago, this folklore case study. So you have one kick-ass case study. Like, it's brilliant. It is amazing. And it's from a while ago. It was absolutely real, and it is real. It was significant. In your head, it's still significant. And obviously, it really happened. And you've told it so many times that it's become your proof by default. Every pitch, every bio, every keynote intro, every single story. It's doing all of the heavy lifting for an entire body of work. Now, that one case study is not proof. That's a highlight reel with nothing else substantial behind it. The second pattern that I see is called credential drift. You earn something. Let's say it's a certificate, it's a degree, or maybe it's a title, or you had a super impressive former employer. And you've been coasting on that authority of that one thing ever since. You haven't added to it. You haven't demonstrated what you've done with that credibility. Now, remember that credentials, they open a door. They don't keep it open indefinitely. At some point, you have to show that you've walked in, you've built it, you've talked the talk, and you've done something with it. And then the third one that I see most often. This is the most subtle of all of the ones out there. I call it invisible output. So you're doing lots of really good work. I know you are. You probably recognize this one immediately. Your clients are getting results, but none of it is documented. None of it is public in the public eye, and none of it has been observed by anyone else except your client. Sometimes you have seen it yourself, right? If someone hasn't hired you, they haven't actually experienced it and they don't know about it. So your proof, it probably exists if you're in this bucket. Or you wouldn't keep running your business, would you? It's just locked in this private vault, or it's locked in these conversations and internal conversations threads, or maybe it's WhatsApp messages with your client. You're celebrating with them. The market will never see it. The market has no clue. This is a gap. So good work that nobody can see doesn't actually build your brand at all. It builds an awesome, really happy client circle, but a very small referral circle. It's only related to the clients who have worked with you and gotten that actual experience with you. So let me tell you a little bit about what proof looks like when it's working for you. Because I don't want to just sit here and describe a problem. I want to give you the solution too. What does it actually look like when it's working? Proof is your thinking made visible with a date on it. Think about an opinion piece where you called something before it actually happened in the market. Or it's a framework that you developed while you're doing your client work. I've done this dozens of times. And it's this framework that other people maybe are now using it too. It's a public position that you've held constantly over time, not because it was a popular opinion, but because you, in your inside, like in your soul, you believed it. Proof is evidence that your brain has been working on something for real for a while. And proof is a result that is specific. It's not this like, I help leaders communicate more effectively. That's a category. That's a marketing category. Specific is, it's the CEO who went from consistently misread by her board to chairing 3 committees in 18 months. Specific, that's nameable. It's observable and it's traceable. Are you any of those? Proof is a pattern. Category, it's noise. 1 example is a story. 3 examples, that's a track record. Now, 10 examples of this, that's expertise. That's what it means. The accumulation is the point. The proof has to compound over time, and that's what you get known for. 1 data point is an anecdote, but a pattern of that is proof of your expertise. That's what you should be aiming for. So in the Mirror Not Mask diagnostic, the one you can find at mirrornotmask.com, the proof check as one of those points comes right after voice. Because there is absolutely zero point in having a clear voice if there's nothing behind it to actually look at, right? There are 3 questions to ask yourself here again. 1, if someone landed on your LinkedIn or your website right now, today, at this moment, with genuine skepticism, not hostility, just a healthy, show me energy, what would they find right now? Is there a trail of your thinking? Is there observable evidence, like really observable evidence of your results? Or is there a well-written, really awesome, AI-generated, or even written by you summary of what you claim to be? All right, and then 2, when did you last document a client result in a form that a stranger could read, even if that was blinded, as in no client name was used? I'm not talking about a testimonial that you requested, they sent you, you edited, and you put it forward. I'm actually talking about an actual specific outcome that happened because of the work that you did with a client. That's something very different. If you can't remember, that's your answer right there. And then 3, is your proof current? Not from your best 3 years ago, right now, recent enough that it reflects the work you're doing today, not the version of yourself that you were before you got better at what you're doing. Those questions are not comfortable, and I know that. You need to go through the motions here. Comfortable questions produce comfortable brands that actually don't convert and don't matter in the market. My mirror check is actually meant to show you where the gaps are so that you can close it with intention instead of just hope that people trust you on your vibes or on your referrals. So remember, proof isn't about proving yourself to the people who don't believe in you. It's about making it easy for the people who are already looking for you to find you and recognize and feel certain in you. Because there are totally people out there right now who need exactly what you do. I want you to trust that and believe in that because it's real, it's true. And they're trying to make a decision on spending actual money on something, and that's tough for an entrepreneur to do sometimes. And they're trying to make this decision with, well, usually it's insufficient information. So your job as the founder, is to leave enough of a trail, right, that the right people can follow you and follow it to you without having to take this leap of faith that they just don't trust yet. So this mirror, not a mask framework that I've been talking about, it includes a full proof audit as part of the process that you take. It's in the ebook as well. You can start it at mirrornotmask.com. Super easy. Take the diagnostic, run through all 4 sections. And if you want to know what to do with it next, go grab the ebook. It's for free. It's right there. You don't even have to download anything if you don't want to. The text is literally right there on the page for you to consume. It's free. It's for you. And I really want you to be able to see this and use this. This is so important to me, and I know this will help you. You're going to get genuine clarity on where your brand is right now. Where is it reflecting you, and where is it performing you? You don't want that. The next thing we're going to talk about in the next episode is we're going to talk about your offer. This is where a lot of smart people attract the wrong clients, and they wonder why everything feels like a fight forward. I'm going to see you in 2 weeks' time. Enjoy the weather, no matter where you are, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.